The correlation between PSLE results and socio-economic status, SES, has remained stable over the past 3 years. MOE is committed to ensuring that our education system provides opportunities for all students to develop to their full potential, regardless of their backgrounds. Our lower SES students have done well by international standards. Based on the OECD's Programme for International Students Assessment, PISA 2022, our students from the bottom 25% SES outperform the average OECD student in all core domains of reading, mathematics, and science, and in creative thinking. We'll continue with the following efforts to uplift our lower SES students. First, we'll continue to build a strong foundation in early years, both in preschool and at home. We've significantly enhanced accessibility, affordability, and quality of preschools, particularly through government-supported operators. Targeted programs such as Kids Start also support parents from eligible lower-income families with the skills and knowledge to support their child's development. Second, MOE will continue to provide additional support to students with higher educational needs through programs during or after school, both in academic and social-emotional development. For example, primary schools provide targeted academic intervention for students who need more support to strengthen their foundational skills in literacy and numeracy. This includes a learning support program, reading remediation program, and the learning support for mathematics. Schools also run programs to strengthen students' social and emotional skills, such as goal orientation, growth mindset, and motivation. Third, we'll continue to enhance wraparound support for disadvantaged students. We work closely with community partners to provide targeted programs, such as interest-based activities, to impart good values, life skills, and habits. We also provide schools with additional manpower guidance and teaching resources via the Uplift Enhanced School Resourcing, or UESR. Having observed improvements in students' attendance, behavior, and progression, we have doubled the number of primary schools receiving these additional resources over the past 2 years. Addressing social mobility requires a whole of society effort. While MOE will continue to work closely with the community and stakeholders in this endeavour, we call on all Singaporeans to share your resources and networks, recognise the diversity of skills and talents, and do your part to uplift those who are less endowed.
Thank you, sir. And I thank SPS for the reply. I think in reply to my PQ quite a number of years back, MOE did share that there is a positive correlation, which means that students from lower socio-economic status are doing not as well in their PSLE as compared to students from higher socio-economic status. So I know SPS has listed a whole range of programs and outreach we have done to try and help these students from lower socio-economic status. But if the correlation still exists, I'm just wondering what else is MOE going to do to address this, to try and at least lower the correlation or make sure that it doesn't exist in the first place?
I think firstly it's important to make sure that we are able to identify the disadvantaged students who will need more support and continue to concentrate on there. Take, for example, at the start of primary school, some students who have demonstrated certain age-appropriate literacy and numeracy skills. For example, weak foundation, in those cases, then students with weak foundations will then be supported by programs such as learning support for English and mathematics. And schools themselves, teachers, school leaders, will also have to proactively reach out to students with disadvantaged backgrounds. As you said, the correlation already exists. We know which are the target groups. We should focus our attention and resources in those areas. And some of them may not just need academic support in particular, but also non-academic support. And for example, schools would proactively identify students who would benefit most from, let's say, student care centers, where they will encourage and support families to enroll their children to be part of these care centers. In addition, for families under CompLink, there are also dedicated family coaches under the social service officers, where they provide targeted support in co-developing certain customized action plans regards to the background of the family, restrictions and all, and that's where we can start some of our work. And hopefully with those collective efforts, we're able to uplift this group of students.
Does each and every school measure the correlation between academic results and SES? And if so, where can we find that information? Thank you.
Mainly at the broad and the entire national cohort level, students from lower income households is actually proxied from the MOE FAS scheme. I mean, the range of results is large, but over the past few years, the median PSLE score has been very stable.